Oh shit! Crap! Forgot I was live, guys. Okay, today's topic is marijuana or cannabis or weed, however you want to, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to call it weed for this stream. Um, the question, let's see, it's an emailer's question that I got here. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I get my spam all mixed up with everything that I'm looking at. Let's see here. Okay. Today's question for this live entertaining stream is, Justin, why is marijuana, why is there still a stigma and negativity from many people that still surrounds the plant? I don't really call it a drug, but people call it a drug. So for the email, we'll call it a drug. Why do people still have a negative view of the drug, the plant? After all of these years of research that has been done, marijuana, it looks like, has not had any kind of harmful effects on people physically or emotionally or mentally, compared to other drugs, real drugs, like even alcohol, for example, is very harmful on your liver, your brain, just overall organs and your overall health. Then you got hard drugs like, what is it, ecstasy, crystal meth, things like that, different hallucinogenics like acid. That's true. All of those drugs are, extremely, they can all be very harmful compared to cannabis. Whereas cannabis is more like just something, it was basically, if you believe in God, it was given to us by God. So yeah, I see your point. I see your point. And to answer your question, honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with the government, since they've had, a lot of restrictions against it. Probably, I would guess, for tax purposes, money reasons. I think a lot of people naturally, not everybody, but a lot of people in general are going to take the side of authority, the government. And, they've put out so many advertisements on television, commercials over the years, not so much now, which is a good thing. I don't see it as much anymore, but over the years growing up, they would always put these negative commercials, TV ads. What would it be, like anti-drugs or something .org by the U.S. government, referring to weed basically as being the same thing as like crack, meth and things like that. I think it's just basically the MSM, mainstream media. Sometimes when they push an agenda on something, people just tend to believe it. I would say probably about 70-80% of people that believe that marijuana is harmful, are basically the same people that get most of their news from just one outlet, whether it be CNN or just Fox or just MSNBC. So I would say a lot of it has to do with the way the media spins things. Although, the good news is obviously cannabis is way more acceptable now than it used to be. And I'm sure it's going to continue to become more and more and more acceptable. I'm sure over time, eventually people's going to look at cannabis and realize, wow, we legalized alcohol, but cannabis was illegal for all of these decades. Very long time that it's been a, considered a negative thing. Hey, Luke, how's it going, man? Haven't seen you lately. Luke Cash. Not much, just doing a stream. Have you been having a great week? But yeah, I just think a lot of it has to do with different agendas that are being pushed. The media has a lot of power over what people believe is, good, what people believe is bad, what people believe is safe, also what people believe is harmful. Lots of people get their information, like I said, from, one of the mainstream media outlets, whether it be CNN or, even online, Yahoo. And a lot of that information that people get from those outlets is just not, it's not what I would call reliable all the time. I'm sure some of it's reliable. If you watch CNN or get your weather report from CNN or Fox, I'm sure that that's not a lie. I'm sure, they're giving you the best accurate weather statement that they could give you. Um, Things like that. But like when you start getting into like either whether it be politics, racial issues, drugs, any kind of stuff like that, you're always going to get um, from certain outlets a biased opinion, a biased view, a biased outlook on certain things. And it's just the way that it is, and it's probably always going to be that way. I'm not necessarily saying for marijuana. I'm not saying it's always going to be that way for marijuana, but I'm just saying for other subjects, other issues, you're always going to get a spin. You're always going to get, a spin from different outlets, their spin, their view, their opinion. Let's see, Luke Cash. Let's see here. The long and the short of it, I think there's still a stigma because culture dies hard. It simply takes time for people to change their minds. Yeah, that's true. It does take time for people to change their minds. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Luke, I think you're 100% right. What is it like they say Rome wasn't built in one day or overnight? It's true, like it's not like overnight people are going to just wake up and be like, oh man, everybody on the planet, marijuana is good for you. It's part of nature. It's healthy. And or any kind of issue or crisis, whatever, people's not going to just wake up and totally change their view in one day, and be like, oh man, I'm tired of this, or these people's wrong. It takes time, decades, sometimes centuries for certain things to be deemed acceptable. And sometimes it takes decades, even centuries, for certain things to be considered unacceptable. Like, who knows, maybe, next century, maybe even before next century, but maybe next century alcohol will be considered, absolutely horrible. I mean, it already is pretty bad, but maybe in, a century or so from now, people will look at alcohol the same way people used to look at marijuana 20 years ago, in terms of how it's harmful, it causes health problems, personal problems, family issues with your family, things like that. So, yeah, fun topic. It's interesting. I've talked about this for a really long time with friends and family about this subject at hand, cannabis. Me personally, I mean, this is just my preference. Like, I'm not like a crazy fanatical marijuana fan. I've smoked it probably 20 or 30 times in my lifetime, and I never had a problem with it. I had an edible that was really good once, chocolate bar. I've never had a problem with it. It's just not like something that I do, all the time. Probably the last time I tried marijuana was like, I don't even know, maybe about 6 years ago. So like, it's not like a substance that I rely on or that I depend on. But me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like I said, if alcohol is legal, then marijuana should definitely be legal all across the board, and it should be easily accessible to people. I know it's starting to become legal in different areas, but it's still not super accessible like alcohol. You could buy alcohol at any store, pretty much. Convenience store, gas station, grocery store, Walgreens, dollar store. You could pretty much buy it anywhere. It's just more accessible. That's the word. It's not that marijuana is not making progress. I think it's making progress, but it's still not nearly as accessible as like something harmful like alcohol. But yeah. So Luke, any plans for today? Luke Cash? I hope Luke's still here. Let's see. I was just looking at some research on cannabis. I know like there were some old studies that have been done. I don't know if they've been changed or, upgraded, where they used to say it can affect long-term memory damage. It can cause long-term memory issues. But don't they say that about alcohol? I think alcohol kills so many brain cells each time you drink. But I think there's been new research done. I don't think the long-term effects of cannabis on the brain in terms of memory is really severe. I don't think it's like a big. I mean, I know guys that have been smoking since they were like 10 years old and they're like in their 40s now, and they've got a better memory than I do. So, and I drink alcohol more. I drink alcohol more than I do marijuana. So yeah, maybe they'll probably like find out that alcohol like kills your brain faster. Let's see, take care of the boy, my grandparents, my caretaker. I don't go anywhere. Those are my plans. Yeah, not really a whole lot going on, dude. Today's Wednesday. Didn't really have a whole lot of plans for this week. Was taking care of a few personal things. There for a while, I wasn't doing streams as often because I was busy with some stuff. And now I've been, having that opportunity to do more streams again and have fun on YouTube, interact with people. Well, I can't believe it's already noon. It's already 12 p.m. here. So yeah, I hope I answered the question right. I hope you got your information that you needed. Yeah, it's just and Luke chimed in. I think Luke's right. Luke Cash. Um, sometimes when there's a stigma around something, it just takes a long, long, long time for that negativity, that unfavorable view to go away. As I was joking earlier about how Rome wasn't built in a day, it takes a really long time for things to change. But I've noticed things have changed for the better on this subject with marijuana. Things have gotten better. Like I said, way more people do it. People here in Ohio do it. 20 years ago, here in Ohio, most people would think that you was like a crackhead if you was like smoking marijuana. So today, people, yeah, it's definitely become more favorable, the perception of marijuana. Luke, that sounds like fun. No, I'm just kidding, man. Let's see here. Who is this? Oh, just making sure there was no spam or something in my chat. Oh no, man! I was just kidding with you about. You were talking about how you're pretty much just staying put, not going out. I was joking. I was saying that sounds like a lot of fun. I know this week I'm probably going to be staying in mostly, but so I'm not doing a whole lot more than you are. Well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I covered everything at hand, the subject at hand. In the future, I would like to do more longer streams in length as opposed to really short streams. Um, for now, though, I think that's going to do it for this stream. Oh, I appreciate it, Luke. I appreciate it. If I saying the name right, what is that? Verlife Greyhound Bus, a mobile smoking lounge. I appreciate both you guys being here, supporting the channel. Luke, yeah, it's great seeing you, Luke. I'll probably see you around again on Galaxy's channels, I guess. But yeah, appreciate the support. Also, guys, I always want to mention this. I always appreciate the support. Anyone that watches my stream, subscribes, supports the channel. I do this for free. I don't ask for money or anything like that. It's just fun to do this kind of content on various different subjects, topics, whether it be conspiracy theories, sports, government related, etiquette, different public beliefs, various topics. I enjoy doing this. It's great having guys support the channel like Luke Cash and everybody else that supports the channel. also a mobile smoking lounge. Thank you for supporting the channel. And that's going to do it, guys. I'm going to call this a stream, and I'll probably be back either later today or tomorrow. You guys take care and peace out.